Hey there, card folks, Speed Robo here, and welcome to the System Gate World Champion Top 4. Currently, we just saw the roll-off between Devon on the left and Kenton on the right. This is the first round of Top 4, and with me in the commentator's booth, we have the World Champion, Ava. So, a bit of a spoilers for the end. Ava, go ahead and introduce yourself to the card folk at home.
Hello, Ava here. Yeah, spoilers. I'm the new world champion. I'm very excited. I've never won a tournament before, but I managed to win this one. It was very challenging. I'm excited to share my thoughts on it. And I'm also excited to see this match because I haven't seen it. I didn't recognize their card sleeves. Was like going, is that me? Oh no, those aren't my card sleeves.
You are off playing our other finalist, Andrew, who was also playing Alpha Centauri just like you and just like Devon, and we are going into Game 1 of Kenton versus Devon. Kenton bringing Venus for the first time ever in his tournament career. Kenton mostly known for being a Uranus player, so seeing Venus at Worlds from him was definitely a surprise, but it is undeniable that Venus is a very strong planet. Starting off playing a Limit 2 and playing a Limit 1 Nova Fane Wyvern. When Nova Fane Wyvern hits the board, if you have a Limit 2 in play, you get an energy and draw a card. And Alpha, as you know, Ava, has no counters, so during this first turn, Kenton's very much free to sort of do what he wants, using Nord to search the deck for a finale and add it to his hand. It's classic Venus plays. And I believe the turn is over and we're going over to Devon. So, Ava...
Interesting that he has... Sorry.
No, you go ahead. You go ahead.
I was just going to say, it's interesting that he has Flare Wyvern as his Gate Master.
I think it's for the energy gift.
And he's still... I was thinking that too, but he's also running Nova Gift. Is he planning on using... Is this an energy-heavy deck, I'm wondering? I haven't seen this. Is this a heavy deck, or? I
believe that this deck from Kenton here today is a finale combo deck, where his goal is to shoot off as many finale units in one turn as possible. And here we go, an Alpha classic play. Dustina, able to reduce the summon cost of your cyborgs by 1, allowing Devon to put down Universe Dragon Carrier Genesis for 3 energy instead of its normal 4, going into combined plays. And Genesis is...
It looks like...
Go ahead, Ava.
So I was just going to say, it looks like the top card of that deck was Terry Alt Maha.
Mm-hmm.
And then he put in the item destroying Atomic Gear, and then he gets to quit Beam Sword as well. So he's got... Oh, and... sorry, the center guy's name, the size 1 guy.
Parsec.
Parsec, that's his name. I was thinking Dr. Proton for some reason, but he's... so he's got a full field. This is...
Mm-hmm. This is just, like...
And we know that...
Oh, no! I think this is a misplay from Kenton. By revenging that center unit, this is going to allow Devon to actually attack with his item this turn. I don't think that was the best use of that Venus energy spell. I think he's going to wind up regretting that later.
Not. I would have definitely, especially since
I take it back! Orion's Clothesline can only be cast when the opponent has no unit in the center. This is going to allow him to deal with that soul from Genesis. Kenton's going to be able to clear Genesis off the board no problem next turn. Devon might actually be in trouble here.
Wow, I was just about to say, I'd say usually save that revenge for the finale unit I know he had in his hand, but no, that was actually really clever, because now he can just summon the finale unit, and he doesn't have any options to put more in the soul.
Yep. Absolutely. I actually completely take it back. What I thought was a misplay, surprise plot twist, is actually a god tier play from one of the best players this game has ever seen. Kenton always able to surprise me with what he comes up with.
He's really good.
He is so good. It was genuinely a shock for everyone involved that Kenton, and this is going to sound a little mean, but that he only made top 4. Everyone was expecting to see him in finals. And here comes Double Claw Wyvern to just remove that item card. Kenton, not afraid of anything, swapping back into Nord. And yeah, I think Devon may be in trouble.
What?
Genesis is gone.
Interesting that he went. I think there might be lag. Sorry, I keep talking over you.
Oh, there almost certainly
Professional
is.
quality.
Yeah, there almost certainly is. We are recording this.
Professional quality on.
Yeah, we are recording this remotely, ladies and gentlemen, just to let you know. So there may be a few technical issues involved. Ava had to return back to her.
There we go again.
Yeah, well, Ava had to return back to her home state. As this was Worlds, this is by no means just the local Coles County crew. Everybody who is a competitive System Gate player was invited and showed up. So we had strong representation from all over the country. Firespin Thorny coming down, giving another Nova gift.
I'm surprised he went back to Nord so quickly. I might have kept the Dual Claw Wyvern on the field a little bit longer. Especially because he has such a large attack, and Alpha has such big monsters.
Yeah.
But again, let's see what Kenton is planning combo-wise.
Yeah, absolutely. Kenton's a player who's not afraid to, in quotes, throw his cards away to set up a combo, and that's absolutely what he's doing. So, Venus, a lot of people think Venus is relatively weak in draw power, and to me it isn't, because you have all of these ways to add finales to your hand very consistently, and that's where your draw power comes in. And Kenton's really demonstrating that, because even though he doesn't need the finales, he knows that a card in his hand, any card, can always be thrown into the energy to draw another card. So Nord over here is essentially just pay 1 energy, draw a card at the end of your turn.
Only better, because it's also thinning your deck. You're taking out what you don't want to draw.
Exactly. And deck thinning is deck winning, as we say. But here comes the Gate Master from Devon, Ryujin Night Striker Dragon, able to pull any card he wants from that drop and add it straight into the soul. He's going to give dual attack to Ryujin.
I think that's the best Tomagear, personally.
Yeah. It absolutely is. Its base stats are worse than many Limit Zeros in the game, but when it's in the soul, its ability that it grants. Now, this is interesting.
Whoa!
Why didn't he use that before Ryujin's ability triggered?
Don't know.
Orion's Clothesline, right? He could have done... I mean, it shut down the dual attack, but he could have just removed it from the board.
Absolutely. Yeah, Ryujin's ability, it's not part of his cost.
Exactly. He could have interrupted that. Oh, but Melty Cleaver coming down, it's not going to matter. It's absolutely not going to matter. He attacks directly and destroys Ryujin anyway with Melty's ability.
Oh. Wait, he just played a Fizzle.
Yeah, the attack Fizzle doesn't prevent the ability from triggering. Ryujin will still be destroyed.
Okay.
If Kenton chooses to trigger...
Looks like they're discussing that right now.
I believe
looks
so.
Like they're discussing that right
there
now.
It goes. Yes,
yeah.
Yes. Kenton just explaining how his cards work. Always a gentleman in combat. You love to see it from the players. You know, taking their time, explaining the effects, and making sure that everybody knows fully what's going on. Nord just going in, dealing some more damage. I gotta say, Devon has been taking some pretty heavy hits this game, and Kenton's more or less untouched.
Yeah, he did just gain 2 life back from that Fizzle, which is helpful.
Oh, and
again, I didn't
here we go.
Oh.
Ultimate Flare Wyvern for coming back in, trying to deal that damage, but Devon is just going to fizzle it. And Ultimate Flare does not get its ability to activate because the unit had to be destroyed during the main phase. Melty Cleaver destroyed the unit during the battle phase, not the main. So Ultimate Flare.
What about Orion?
Dual attack. Orion's Clothesline was during Devon's turn.
Oh, right.
Which,
so that doesn't count either.
Exactly. So I think that the Orion's Clothesline play that Kenton did, while it was very good, wound up being a little suboptimal. If he had saved it for his turn, he could have activated the dual attack. And now Alt
Yeah, I think
Maha's
that
back.
was a mistake.
Alt Maha is down on the board. Dustina making its cost free, and Dustina is going to be absorbed by Alt Maha when Alt Maha enters the field. You search your field, hand, drop, and deck for up to 1 card and add it to the soul.
Yeah, and it's actually 4 energy. Regularly, it's 5 energy, and then Dustina makes it 4.
That's right. Tell me a little bit more about the Alpha Centauri build, Ava. What are its strengths, what are its weaknesses, and what do you think about it?
Well, it has, again, this game has a lot of different variation, even in each planet, which is nice. There's a lot of different ways you can play Alpha Centauri. But I've always really gravitated to Alt Maha and the big ones. The main idea is that you build up the soul and then you have big monsters or big units, and then they gain different abilities based on the Tama Gears. So it looks like he put right now Alt Maha has Dustina in the soul and dual attack, and now what did he just add? Did he add what did he add? I can't tell. Is that the item destroy? No, it's Metal Storm. So Alt Maha now has dual attack and 18 defense. That's what I also would have chosen. It doesn't look like he's added a card from his hand. He does have some. Does he have a hand card on the? Yeah, he has hand cards.
He does. It looks like he chose not to. I don't think that's necessarily a bad play. I think he is saving some of those hand cards back for when Alt Maha inevitably does get destroyed, right? Because, yeah, he hasn't seen any of the Giant Flare Wyverns this game. So Kenton has been saving his Giant Flares just for this moment.
He knew something big was coming.
He knew something big was coming that he would need his instant center destruction for. And, like, Kenton just showed it. He'd been saving that Giant Flare Wyvern. He knew Alt Maha was showing up, and that's the counter to it. Right? Just immediately pop a soul. It's incredibly good.
It's actually not the direct counter. If I may go off topic a little bit, earlier in the tournament, I was fighting Louise, and she was abusing Alt Maha's biggest weakness, which is like the buddy of the his buddy that we were just talking about earlier with Orion's Clothesline.
Yep.
Putting the Tama Gears in the soul is not part of the summoning cost, which means it comes onto the field and the opponent has a counter timing option. So if they have an ability to destroy it, or in Louise's case, because she plays Uranus, bounce it back to your hand, it's gone. It doesn't have any soul. It's just gone. So I noticed that he played it in the center this time. That might have been because a counter to a potential Orion's Clothesline. Because if he played it to the side and he played Orion's Clothesline immediately, Alt Maha just would have been gone.
Yeah, no, I completely agree with that assessment. And one of Alt Maha's souls does get popped because Nord plus the finale is going to be a total of 24. To Alt Maha's 18 defense, that's good enough to go through, and Penetrate has been dealt with Star Striker. And Alt Maha just swings in once on Kenton, and Kenton just doesn't even care, right? He just takes the life point damage. Life points to Kenton are no different than Monopoly money.
Yeah, I don't think he's really taking much damage this time either, so I wouldn't be worried about it either. This might be one like the first. He hasn't taken a lot of damage this game.
Yeah, this is one of the first times he's taken damage, and then he's also playing Nord's Guide, just gaining 2 more life and 2 more energy. Gonna drop 12 damage on Alt Maha. Devon, no response, and we are going to Finale again. That's another 12 with 3 Penetrate on Alt Maha. There's no response, no chance to even try and do anything to this. This damage is stacking up on Devon. It's looking rough. But looking at Devon's hand, I do think saving those hand cards was incredibly wise, because we saw just a flash of Devon's hand there. He has a Ryujin saved up. You know, waiting and ready.
The way he built his deck, he's definitely he did a completely different build than me. We'll talk about that more when I come on. But his his Cyber Dragons are kind of disposable. He just Maha he just let die, and he has another one of his Gate Master in his hand that he's going to summon now.
Yeah.
His next turn, I assume, because it looks. Yep, it's just his turn now.
Yeah, Devon plays a very disposable cyborg build, and that's why he runs Nebula's Tears as well. Nebula's Tears is a spell card that lets you draw one card for each time your cyborg has been destroyed this turn. And that plays very.
And it looks like he It looks like Kenton finale'd into a finale again.
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
He's just.
Yeah, I'm just looking at that soul.
Yeah.
Finale to finale to finale. We've only seen that. That's the set 1 Nord, I believe, right?
That is the starter deck.
Nord.
That's the starter deck Nord with the 3 crit penetrate and the Soul Guard, which honestly is fantastic against Alpha Centauri. It just chews them up while still dealing damage to the opponent. It's a brutal card.
Really, what you need against Alpha Centauri.
Yeah.
Penetrate, and then with enough high enough attack, and you can have 1 defense against Alpha Centauri if you have high enough attack and penetrate.
Absolutely. That
really works.
Absolutely.
I'm wondering what other finales he's running. I think that's the only one we've seen so far. It's probably the one he pulled out with Fort because he knew it was good against this matchup.
He knows it's good against this matchup. He also runs Ultimate Flare Wyvern. We saw that.
Oh yeah, that's right. I forgot about that. Sorry.
Another really good finale against Alpha Centauri is Rushdown Attack, which when it attacks, you get to destroy a unit on the opponent's field for each attack phase you've had. And that can really do some damage.
Interesting. The big Flare Wyvern didn't really work out. So interesting. He's not running that other one you mentioned, Rundown Attack.
Yeah. Oh, and
here's a Dual Claw again.
Dual Claw coming in and just ripping both of those souls from Ryujin. That is, I mean, Ryujin's just a mediocre vanilla now. Like, that's gonna do the job. Kenton spent 1 card and an energy to just disable Devon's big card. Here's the strength of Alpha Centauri. Yep.
He plays from the hand and combines it immediately.
Yep, the comeback potential.
Now, and that's penetrate.
Okay, and that was enough. That was enough to take it. Devon squeaking it through with that last bit of penetrate. We're going into game 2.
That was awesome. That was almost. I don't know how long he had that in his hand. We can't really see their hands from this angle, but like that, it looks like he almost top decked that penetrate, and that's what went for him. He was able to combine and put that into the soul immediately.
Oh yeah, it was the top deck penetrate.
I assume he's side decking out Leonis now, because Leonis. I'm surprised he put Leonis in his main deck.
Yeah, me too.
I always keep it in the side deck because against builds like mostly just ninjas, but you want Leonis against ninjas. Yeah. That is the counter.
Alpha Centauri absolutely needs Tactical Knight Leonis to survive the Neptune matchup. Otherwise, they just get blown out.
Right, but it's kind of useless. I don't think. No, yeah, Venus doesn't have a set spell, does it?
Venus has no set spells, but another planet that Leonis is surprisingly good against is Mercury. Mercury has 3 different very potent set spells. Freezing Light to reduce really defense, Law of the Wild to gain penetrate, actually 4, right? Law of the Wild to gain penetrate, one-on-one combat to prevent summons to center, and Radiation Blaze it up to deal burn damage. All 4 of those set spells are devastating against Alpha Centauri.
And again, with Alpha Centauri's big person in the middle, you either want burn damage like Uranus does, or blaze it up, the radiation blaze, to not engage the big monsters, or like Kenton's doing here, you want the penetrate.
Exactly. And there's set spells that give all of that to Mercury. So running Leonis main deck just for the Mercury matchup, which we did have 2 Mercury players here during tournament, I think makes a lot of sense.
Okay, so that's why he was running it main deck. I assume he has now side decked it out for this round.
Yeah, I would absolutely just side deck it out, run literally any other Tamagear, and you're fine. And once again, Kenton opening up super duper strong, just going Fire Spin, Thorny Nord. You know?
He probably mulliganed pretty hard to get that. I wonder, like, Louise always says, if she doesn't get her... Oh, we got the... Oh, wait. Hold that thought, we got the shoe.
Yep, Universe Dragon Karyogenesis, aka the Funny Shoe, has arrived, and it is going to machine gun Kenton's board into oblivion, just combining with every single Tamagear in his hand.
Watch it go, watch it go.
And that is going to be it. That board is toast.
This is just the most killer combo ever.
Absolutely.
And, well, actually, no, I take it back. It's not, because I don't see RAM in there.
Yes, Tamagear Extra RAM makes this even spicier, and that is the reason...
I think...
Yeah. And what you're seeing right here, folks...
you're going to see that.
Yeah. You're going to see that.
You're going to see that in my matchup. You're going to see that in my matchup, but right now he has loaded up the soul, and you can pop a soul from him to destroy something on the field.
And
does it destroy set spells as well?
Only destroys
I don't run
units.
This guy.
It only destroys units.
Okay.
But this is exactly why
Genesis
has been given an errata. Its usability is now once per turn, so it can only remove one soul to destroy a unit once per turn.
Yeah, honestly, I assume we're about to see it kill two things. And drop two soul to kill two things. Oh, he just Orion's Clothesline did. Well played.
Orion's Clothesline. Okay, I like it. Nord's Guide. Dude, Kenton showing absolutely no fear. And Orion's Clothesline triggering during the main phase this time. I think we're going to see Ultimate Flare come down and do some dirty work. No unit in the center, so Fire Spin Thorny's Nova Gift does activate, giving an energy and a hand card to Kenton.
I am surprised, though, that that's the same Nord he didn't play a new Nord. Why didn't he use the funny shoe, whose real name? He didn't use it to clear his center. Maybe he's trying to save it for finale. Maybe he assumes it's coming.
Maybe, but with Nord's 8 base defense, it is a hard card to just kill in many instances. A lot of times effect destruction is what's needed to handle that. 8 is not chump change. And Kenton is going to Link Attack.
That will be enough to get past it?
Yes.
Oh, that'll be enough to get past its 4 defense. It looks like he's taking out the Penetrate, so now it currently has Metal Storm and... about the other one.
A Metal Storm and a Querbus for +4 defense and move. And speaking of erratas, Metal Storm has been errated to have an increase into its power and no longer increases the defense of Cyborg Dragons while in the soul. It wound up being a bit too oppressive, and Metal Storm was a card that was used at 4 of in every single one of the top 3 Alpha Centauri decks at Worlds. Not to mention, it was also a 4 of in the other 2 Alpha Centauri decks that have previously won tournaments, and that to me is a strong indication that that card is a bit overcurved. We are now going over to Devon's turn.
I'll save my I have more comment on Metal Storm. Should I say that now?
Yeah, no, absolutely. Go for it.
Okay, I just don't want to miss any exciting action here. Okay, so it looks like he is using... Okay, so he's using Genesis's ability to clear Nord.
Yep.
And then he's attacking the size 1.
Using Dustina to take out the size 1 and 4 damage to Kenton's life points. Kenton is honestly taking a lot of damage this game. It is going to be hard for him to find a comeback. Playing another Nord and a Nord's Guide.
He has enough energy that he could go finale.
I think what Kenton needs to do here is he needs to just turbo down these finales and just kind of ignore Genesis at this point, right? He's not in the center. I would just deal damage to Kenton directly and try to score that OTK.
again, it depends kind of on... Yeah, he has the energy for it. That's probably his only choice here.
I think that's
his no, he's going for Genesis.
He's going for Genesis?
He's going for Genesis.
Well, no, Melty Cleaver, when it attacks, it destroys a unit.
Oh, so he did deal it damage. Okay.
Yes, but then this time he is attacking Genesis just to get it off the board. Unfortunately, Alpha Energy coming down and dealing the revenge. But it's not over yet. Okay. It's finale time.
You only need one. You only need one unit on the field to do that finale.
Exactly.
In Venus.
Exactly.
So
Devon with only 2 cards in hand.
Okay, let's see if he has a fizzle.
Let's see if he has a cyborg.
Well, is Kenton not going to another finale?
No, it's Devon's turn.
Oh, dude. Well, Kenton's in trouble. Might be trouble. Oh wait, no, he doesn't have a cyborg dragon.
I think this is the time where Kenton bounces back. Devon's hand is pathetic. He's very low on gas. Kenton has all the energy he could ever need. Assuming Kenton's hand is even remotely playable, he's actually in a really good spot. Gonna take out Dustina. No free energy, no free summons for you, he says.
And now it's Devon's turn. So he didn't have a very good hand, apparently.
No.
Apparently Kenton did not have another finale.
Yeah, but Devon's hand is also terrible. Like...
He's playing. You know it's bad when you're attacking with Tomagears.
It is.
And again,
both players in a rough shape. This is not when you want to be playing Giant Flare. Let's be honest.
That is the opposite because he has more than enough energy.
Yeah.
So the buddy gift was useless there. Oh, that's why he played him. He played him because he needed a unit for his finale.
Yep. Yeah, that Gate Master skill for 2 energy just not helping out at all right now.
No, but he definitely just needed the fuel for his finale.
Devon just needs to top deck a cyborg, and there it is. And there it is.
Oh,
There's the cyborg, and it's a Gate Master. Oh, this
Gate
is
Master,
rough.
it's Fred.
This is rough. This is rough. I think that this might be curtains for Kenton. Devon just finally found the card he needed. If Ken's hand was a little bit better near the end of that, I think he really could. There it is! There's the counter! There's the counter on play!
Did he do it?
There's the counter!
Yeah, go away! No, don't take out the spell! He's gone!
Kenton, no, you missed timing!
No, Kenton! No, Kenton!
Oh, that was it! He could have won!
You needed 2 seconds to go, Kenton!
He could have won the whole game!
Kenton!
Oh, what a miss! What a horrific miss!
It's... Okay, I'm getting out my copy of this guy.
No, we're not crazy.
Yeah, when this card enters the field, put a card from your drop into this card. So it is not part of his call. His summoning cost. A 1 energy.
Kenton could have responded to the ability.
Oh, Kenton!
And if he did, the game was his. Oh, this is.
Oh, and now he's just loading up his soul. He's got Ram.
Oh,
he's got all the attackers. He's got Ram to attack and Link with his beam sword.
Absolutely game.
Oh.
There's no way around this. That is GG's. Kenton's still barely holding on. Plays a couple.
Yeah, I have my cards sitting next to me.
Yep.
I grabbed a copy.
Plays a Limit 2, plays Nova Fane, tries to dig for literally any out to this.
No.
I mean, if he just didn't miss timing with that clothesline, honestly, that would have been.
Kenton, you use like the second he picks up his discard, like the second he calls it the field, the second you see him reaching for his, he goes like, okay.
Yep.
Gate Master summon.
The second.
Counter time.
The second you're and the other thing is that he could have responded to the Master Gift as well, because Master Gift goes before the other enter abilities. So in response to that Master Gift trigger, Orion's Clothesline, he's gone.
Yeah, just the second you see the second he pays his energy and gets that draw, and then you see him reaching for his discard, he should have gone Orion's Clothesline. It's gone.
It's gone. It's gone.
Louise would not have missed that. Louise was on my
Louise
during our battle.
Well, the thing is, Louise very much knows how to fight Alpha. She's your training partner. So
yes, she helped me refine my deck, and
absolutely.
I managed to. It was a tough fight. We know what's going to happen, so I'm kind of talking.
Yeah,
over
absolutely.
there.
Tell us a bit more about Metal Storm. Actually, let's talk about that.
Okay, Metal Storm. I put in Metal Storm because he's good, but then when I started really fine-tuning this deck, I realized I needed to run him at 4 no matter what, and he needed to be my one of my priority searches. Priority search number 1 was dual attack or Metal Storm, depending on who I was fighting.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, it looks like that's game.
And then
it's me.
It's finals. This is the finals of Worlds. We have Ava on the right and Devon on the left. This is the top.
That is my game master.
This is it. This is the cream of the crop for the first year of System Gate. This is the end of that year 1 meta. And Alpha Centauri really sitting atop the throne. The invaders of our solar system are winning during this year. Unfortunately, we're going to see if we can get some homegrown resistance brewing as we go into year 2. But to get started, you've got Dustina as the Gate Master. Why did you pick Dustina?
A couple reasons. One, I liked her gift. It helped when I was up against someone that had Penetrate or against Uranus. She really saved me. Because her Uranus, again, it has that gun wand that deals you 2 damage every single turn. So having her buddy gift be 4 life rather than just a draw really, really helped. And then also, running in this deck, I'm running Synchronize.
I see. That makes a lot of sense.
Yes. I am running 1 copy of Synchronize in the main deck, and then I have Synchronize in my side deck. Just 1 copy of it, but I discovered that the only real way, the problem with Alt Maha is it's very good, but it's a size 3. So what we saw Devon doing in the previous match, where he would place down Atomic Gear, combine it, Alt Maha cannot do that. Right. You cannot place Atomic Gear on the field when Alt Maha is summoned. So I just got my buddy gift. You can see me adding to my life there. Having just the starting hand, I actually wrote it. So my ideal starting hand for this deck, I actually had some good stuff in my hand that turn, but I chose to just attack with Dustina and save it.
Okay.
I remember that I had Alt Maha and I had some really good things in my hand, but I said, you know what, no. I'm just going to deal him 1 damage and sit on it.
It's because it's the Alpha Mirror match, that you know the game's going to go long. So saving your resources is very much a good idea. Not even just in this matchup, but in System Gate in general. One of the main skills is knowing when to play your cards and when to hold your cards. Because with how System Gate's main phase work, you can generally slap your entire hand down on the board, all on turn 1. But that's usually a great way to lose, you know?
And there is Dustina going straight, and it looks like I got Alt Maha out 2nd turn because I had 2 Dustina in my hand.
Yep.
That's part of why. And then there you can see I just put Metal Storm from my hand, and then there's +1 crit from the draw. And I'll bet you I'm going for dual carry.
Dual attack, Cargo Haul. Yep, and Cargo Haul from deck for the dual attack. So this is a dual attacking 5 crit penetrate 10-18 limit 3, all for 4 energy. You can't beat that. Space Dragon Carrier Alt Maha, pretty much the best unit in the game. I don't think that there's any denying there.
And it's also my favorite. I would like points that I didn't just play it because it was good. I played it because I saw that at the beginning and said, "Ooh, I like this."
Well,
it's
that's
so cool. Look, it has dragons.
Well, that's the thing about System Gate is that we've tried really
Dual
hard
attack.
we've tried really hard to make the game as balanced as possible. And one of the things about it is that your favorite card will always be your best card. The reason why you won this tournament is because you worked hard, you practiced, you did so much grinding and theory crafting and, meta-analysis, and you made your favorite card your best card, and you won the World Tournament with it.
Oh, here's what I wanted to talk about.
Yup.
So he just played Genesis, and Genesis, it's art. We make fun of it for a shoe, but it is actually eating Alt Maha, and that is accurate. It is the Alt Maha counter. Right now, in my thing, I am sweating. Right now, in the video, I'm sweating bullets. You can't see my face, but I'm going like, oh no.
If he has extra
Here
RAM
it comes.
and Alt Maha
that's what I'm waiting for. That's what I'm going like, do you have extra RAM? Mm-hmm. Do you have it? That's basically what I'm saying right now. And it doesn't look like...
He does not. He does not have extra RAM. But he can still completely blow Alt Maha away. Does he draw RAM, actually? No, but he gets beta tape. That's still good.
So I was actually playing Saga, the game before this, and Genesis was his main plot. And I went 2-1 on Saga. I won against Saga, but it was tight. It was really very who drew what they needed first, and then also nitty-gritty strategy of who could play their Tamagirs best, and then who could make the best work. And see, now he's just chewing through Alt Maha's soul.
Yeah.
And you'll notice I got rid of Dustina and the extra crit first, and now I'm getting rid of Card Soul. The only one left in that soul is Metal Storm.
Metal Storm for the
and
defense.
That is on purpose.
Yeah.
That is 100% on purpose, because Genesis's attack is 6.
He can't touch you.
So so the thing about Metal Storm in Alt Maha is that it's basically revenge proof. Yeah. That's the most important thing. I didn't really care about how much attack power he had. Like, he could link attack all 3 of those probably and get through. But
oh my god!
I forgot about that. Did you see me? Did you see me pointing? I said
you checked to make sure that was a link attack, and when he said yes,
I pointed. You saw me pointing, and I said like so you're link attacking with that and your weapon.
Yeah.
And he said yes, and I said revenge. You saw me slam it down.
Brutal. That is so brutal. That is a board wipe and 4 damage straight to his face.
But again,
oh my goodness.
Metal Storm. He had to link attack that way to try and get through the 18 defense.
Exactly. And
I go like, wait, you're link attacking with yourself. Take 4 damage.
Yep. And you played it perfectly, but this is exactly why Metal Storm was changed after this tournament. This is the reason, because it essentially does make Alpha Centauri revenge proof, like you said, which revenge cards are one of the most interesting and strategic elements of the game. Every time you attack, you have to think about, does my opponent have revenge, and if so, how much can they increase it by, and sort of planning around that, trying to minimize your losses in that way. And it adds a very interesting element to the game. Devon here, honestly, I would just summon that beta tape, and attack using its ability. So beta tape's a very interesting Tamagir, as it has an ability both outside and inside the soul. Whenever it attacks, pay 2, blow up a card.
So it looks like I'm talking about it, so so I go like, okay, so you're attacking, but then it still has...
Still puts
Alt Maha's defense is still high enough, and then I'm going like, are you going to attack with... And look, he's thinking about it.
Yes, because
does she have another revenge, like you were just talking about?
This is exactly what I was talking about.
He's going like,
does he want to risk getting hit with the revenge again? And it looks like ultimately he chooses that he's not going to risk it.
No. He could have potentially destroyed Alt Maha there if he chose to risk it, but if I had another revenge, he's going to take 4 damage.
Yeah, and that's the thing. So honestly, I think he made the right call ultimately, especially with how defensive Devon's deck is. He runs a lot of attack fizzling options, and I think that's what he's going for. Plus an Alt Maha with no souls just really isn't a threat. There isn't a good way to refill it.
The only way to refill it is Deep Space Probe, and that is why I run so much energy charging in this deck.
Yep.
It was one of... The design in this deck took a lot of heartburn and a lot of calls to my friends going like, what do I cut down? What do I put? Because I had to keep it down to 50 cards or I would never see Altmaha, but I also need it looks like he didn't have a fizzle. I attacked him directly.
Wow. Okay. Devon, I think, is in deep trouble this game.
Yeah, I think so too.
This is gonna be
I don't remember
correctly.
He did not get the ram combo with the shoe, and again, that's what Saga's main. That's why it was so hard against Saga in the previous game, because he just chewed through my Altmaha. So some of my previous games before this was against Louise. He just kept bouncing Altmaha, and ultimately, I'll mention it now since there's this like, I fizzled. So Beta Tape just destroyed Altmaha, and he tried to deal me direct damage with Beam Sword, but I fizzled it. And I run that fizzle at 4 because it charges energy, which is I need more than life.
Yes.
I have the life gain fizzle side decked, so that if I'm up against a hyper aggressive deck, I can swap it out.
Right. It's for the Mercury matchup. You know, like you always, whenever you're fighting Mercury, what you have to think about and what you have to do for your mulligan. And the mulligan is, again, another very interesting, deep strategic element of this game, because you get to know what planet your opponent is, and then you get to mulligan. And because, like, if you see your opponent playing Mercury, what you do is you hard mulligan to get your fizzles. Otherwise, there is a chance that they can put you in a state that's virtually unwinnable. They can knock your life down so low that even a slight breeze takes you out of the game.
It looks like he's deciding. Devon's having a very hard time deciding what he wants to put in the energy.
This is an intense game for him. He's on the back foot, and he's really got to try and figure out some solution to this.
I don't have any. I have my Beam Sword out, but you'll notice that I have 4 energy, so potentially next turn.
Yeah.
And fortunately for him, I can't revenge myself.
You're right.
So I can't revenge when you only have an item. You have to cast revenge on the unit, so he could attack me. Link attack me there without fear.
Absolutely. Devon really doing his best. He's doing a great job minimizing his losses and holding his own, despite having genuinely a rough start, and that early link attack revenge really put him behind. But he's been making a comeback. He's been holding his hand resources, and he's been waiting for a chance to strike. I'm really
impressed. If I remember correctly, sorry, I just remember. Yeah, I had a little bit of something on my card back there. And if I remember correctly, I Altmaha right now.
Yeah, and this is gonna be tough.
Yeah. I just got 4 energy, and I took. Again, the nice thing about Altmaha's ability not being part of its cost is that I can choose Tommy Gear from the energy that just got dropped, that I just paid to put into his, which I use a lot when because in this deck is critical importance, because I can get Altmaha out first or second turn. So I will purposefully charge a Tommy Gear that I want to put into Altmaha's soul to the energy, knowing that it's going to get discarded, and that will be my Tommy Gear from the drop that I put into his soul.
Yep, for sure.
And Devon right here is just going like, just kill Devon right, and you'll notice I didn't even put into the soul because I knew it was over.
Yeah, Devon is just like, Devon,
like, just kill.
Devon
just kill me.
Devon has big, let's just go to game 2 already energy.
Yeah.
And I can't exactly blame the man, and yeah, we're going to game 2. Yeah, totally.
He still fizzled though, but
yeah.
I purposely kept Dustina out though because he was low health.
Right.
So
the 1 extra damage matters.
Dustina saved my behind in the Louise matchup. Spoilers, you're going to see some also awesome Dustina plays in this coming match, but Dustina, we're side deck, you know.
Yep.
Dustina is killer it saved my butt in the Louise matchup because Uranus's Fizzle cannot fizzle a dual attack. So I put Dustina out, called Cargo Halt, gave her dual attack, and then had her link attack with both my unit on the field and my beam sword
Devon having
to deal
trouble.
damage to
You can see the nerves on Devon's side. You know, he lost game 1, having trouble with his mat, struggling a little bit.
He's trying to decide what's sideboard.
The nerves are clearly setting in. It's the top of finals at the World Championship. Who can blame him? Who can blame?
You can tell I'm nervous. You can tell I'm nervous because I choose to cut his deck.
Yeah, exactly.
I go like, it's an official tournament. I'm going to cut your deck. Do you want to cut my deck? That's how you know I'm nervous.
And Devon, Devon doesn't care. He's just like, you know, the two of you know each other. The two of you have played plenty of times. He knows you're on the up and up. Nothing fishy going on. Choosing to pass on the deck cut, and I can respect that.
Yeah, no, I was just doing it because it was the Final Four, and like I said, it was kind of my nerves going. This is an official.
It's the nerves.
All right, it looks like I'm setting up my mulligan. Part of play testing this deck in particular, but any deck really, is deciding how you want to mulligan it, because and then it's also against different matchups, like you said earlier, the mulligan, but the optimum starting hand for this deck is Dustina, Alt Maha, 1 energy gain, whatever it may be, 1 Tamagear, and Beam Sword and a Revenge.
Yep.
But I would drop my entire hand to get Alt Maha.
Oh, of course.
So I would mulligan all 5 cards to get Alt Maha. If I had Alt Maha in my hand, I would keep Alt Maha and drop all 4 others in order to get at least 1 energy gain. The Tamagears, I didn't care about. I don't even really want that many Tamagears in my opening hand. This deck is like 30% Tamagears. You can't escape the Tamagears in my deck.
Excellent. But, you know...
Like, I draw and it's Tamagear.
You know, just listening...
Why are you running this?
Wait, what?
Why is he running me in this?
Oh, 3 crit.
Oh.
I guess.
Oh, I don't take it, I take it. And that is that's an example of one of the energy cards that I'd like to have in my opening hand, because it allowed me to fizzle and charge an energy. If I have Dustina in my hand, I can right now get to 4 energy and call out Maha out first turn.
Yep. Oh, for sure.
Let's try to do
But, you know, just listening...
that
I really appreciate you being here today and just sharing all of your thoughts and how much time, effort, and thought you put into just your opening hand and how you mulligan. This is exactly why you became the world champion. This is the stuff that gave you the edge, that pushed you over, is thinking about all of the little details and how to just use every little element of the game to bump your win percentage up that much more, just enough to claim the title of champion.
Oh, it looks like I did not indeed have Alt Maha, so I played my backup guy, Beta Tape.
Yep.
Beta Tape is, he's my backup. He's lots of fun, and he just took out Leonis there. He usually is just kind of a stall placeholder until I get Alt Maha, and then Dustina's the support. But Beta Tape his stats are good enough.
Yeah.
And then also his ability can really come through in a clinch.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Beta Tape is one of my favorite cards in the whole game. Yep, here comes Ryujin. And
so he got his buddy out.
Let's see if he's going to make it a Master Gift. Yeah, he does. Makes it that. Goes ahead, does the Master Summon.
Yeah, why wouldn't he? Draw one, he wants that card.
There's occasionally why you wouldn't. Some decks do stall their Master Summon, just fun facts, like Chess. Chess will frequently stall their Master Summon just to get a few more souls into that Gate Master Zone for an even bigger monster later.
And that makes sense, but for Ryujin, and especially Ryujin, who we've said before, you can play a common...
Oh my goodness.
There's Beta Tape's base stats that we're talking about. His base stats are what
Well, and this
make
is
him
one of those
good
situations
right now.
where if Devon had just link attacked, he would have gone through. And this is what makes the battle phase of this game so interesting, is all of the different attack options and all of the different answers that can exist for those attack options. Like, you really have to consider every angle before you turn one of your cards sideways, and this is a great example of that. A link attack there would have gone straight through.
Interesting, but because I played that Revenge, I bet I don't have Omaha in my hand.
Yeah, exactly. Here comes Dustina,
I got Dustina out. I'm getting my 4 life, which again is very handy because this deck can take a long time.
Mm-hmm.
And Deep Space Probe, again, proving that I do not have Omaha in my hand. The Deep Space Probe is the reason I'm running so much energy gain in this deck. And it's also, it searches for it when I don't have Omaha. And it just added something to Dustina's soul.
I just realized you don't run Parsec.
I do not.
Wow! I really respect that.
No, I don't run Parsec. I slimmed this deck down so much. This was like the biggest loser when I was building this deck. I go like, how many cards can I shave off this deck?
Oh man!
Because I had to draw for Omaha, and you'll see here, I'm doing okay with not having Omaha, but the name of this deck, in all capitals please, in the capitals for the title please, proper name, is Alt Maha or Bust.
I love it. I love it. You know, you've got your favorite card. You've got your favorite card and you're going to use it. And that's one thing that I do think is really interesting, is that we do have 2 Alpha Centauri decks in finals, but these 2 decks are so wildly different. Devon's Cyborg Dragons are exposable cannon fodder. Yours aren't. He
got out
Alt Maha, and he has so many different options and ways to like get more cyborgs and throw down a whole bunch of different ones. And your deck is just an Alt Maha making machine, right? Like that's they play so differently despite being from the same planet, and I think that that's so cool. And our other Alpha Centauri player that sadly we did not get to see on camera today was also playing a completely different build. Like Andrew's.
Yeah, his was, like I said, his was largely Genesis focused, and that's part of why it was very hard for me. I actually remember right now in this tournament here, when I saw that he played Alt Maha, I actually got kind of breathed a sigh of relief privately. I didn't show it. I was poker face because I was serious, but I breathed the internal sigh of relief. I go like, it's not Genesis, it's Alt Maha. And I kind of felt in my heart, I go like, Alt Maha is not his card.
No.
Maha is my card.
Exactly.
I am not concerned about his Alt Maha.
Right, exactly.
My Alt Maha is going to be better than his.
Mm-hmm. Exactly. Because you're playing an Alt Maha deck. He's playing... I mean, honestly, what I would call Devon's build is just Alpha Centauri good stuff. You know, he put the good cards in. That's it.
Yeah.
That's what he did. Power to him, man. Big respect. You just grab the good cards and slap them in a 50-card pile, and you get a good deck.
He made it work. Also, he did put some thought into it. He made it work. Yeah, that's both a big bonus to both the game design and to Devon's deck building, in that he made the kitchen sink alpha deck work.
Well, I mean, part of why he made it work, and this is Devon's big strength, is that Devon is one of our best playtesters. And I'm going to be totally upfront with that. I love all of our playtesters. Every single one of them brings something different to the table. And Devon is a great one because he sends me spreadsheets of value calculations on each card. And that's what he's really good at. He can, at a glance, look at a card and tell you how much value he's going to get out of it when he plays it. And so that's what he did. He just went through Alpha Centauri and picked the highest value cards and played them. And it's awesome.
I'm just in trouble here. I'm in trouble in this right now because I was not able to get Alt Maha out, and I had to play Beta Tape again. And you'll notice here that I'm playing... I think this is when I call you over.
He moves from center.
He moved from the center because I think she might have. I don't know why he moved from the center.
Why would he move from center?
Oh, because he wanted to cast the fizzle.
He has fizzles
He
in
wanted
hand.
to cast the fizzle.
He has fizzles in hand, that makes sense.
He wanted to cast the fizzle. But I'm aiming at. I think I swung at his center.
You're attacking Alt Maha, is what you're doing.
I'm attacking Alt Maha and her, and I use Beta Tape's ability.
Yep. And then,
And then Destina attacks him from one.
Absolutely.
I am 100% okay with nickel and diming my way to victory.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. I mean, that's part of what Alpha's all about. They're the defensive deck. They're the grind-out deck. This is what they do.
That's what I did. That's what I did against, actually, both Louise and Saga earlier in this tournament, is I don't do it against Devon now, but because they either kept bouncing out Maha back to my hand or kept destroying it with Genesis, I would call Tom. I would have my field looking like this right now on the screen.
On purpose.
And just go like, okay, and attacks you for 2.
Yeah.
Here, this is interesting. I am running Party Time.
Yep.
Now, Sleepover Party Time is a card that, in my opinion, is a double-edged sword in most decks. You don't, in my personal opinion, I would not want to run it in most decks because you can't take the risk that your opponent is going to make better use of that energy than you are.
Yeah.
However, I knew that I would make better use of that energy. Then, here's the play. I'm calling, off camera, I'm calling Speed Robo over, going like, here, I'm about to do a play.
Yes.
So I just cast Deep Space Probe and put Beta Tape in Dustina Soul. So right now, Dustina has Cargo Hall and Beta Tape. Yep. And I just played like 2 or 3 party times, which are not limited to 1 per turn.
You played 3 Sleepover Party Time. And the reason why Sleepover Party Time isn't limited to once per turn is that your opponent literally gains the same value as you. Like,
yeah, here's the pause as I'm waving you over, going like, because I knew that you had gotten comments about Beta Tape's combine ability.
Yes.
I just combined Christina right now.
People have told me,
I knew you would want to see this.
Straight up, that Beta Tape having combine is pointless. And you are about to show that it is not pointless.
So yeah, right now Destina has. So I knew this was a crazy play, but I knew I had to do it.
This is how you handle the
thinking about, and now I'm thinking of, and now here's me calculating the Fizzle versus the Revenge. So I'm attacking with Destina. I think I'm attacking him directly, and I'm paying 2 energy. See, like I just showed, I have Beta Tape. Beta Tape, destroy Alt Maha, pay 2 energy.
Beta Tape again.
Beta Tape.
Do it again. And Alt Maha's not in a good spot.
Yeah.
And there you go. It's just, Beta Tape is so good.
And because he's a size 3, you can't have 2 of him on the field. So.
Well, you effectively do. You essentially do, and that's what's so awesome about it, is that because of Dustina, you can have like 3 Beta Tapes on the board. Oh, and here comes the Tom of Year Swarm we were talking about earlier.
And because he knew that having Alt Maha with 0 soul was pointless.
And you're gonna fizzle it.
Just sat here.
And take more damage. Yep.
And you'll notice that's a sideboard card. I sideboarded in that fizzle because I knew that he had Genesis as an answer to Alt Maha, and I knew that he had big attackers that I was going to be a long fight. I sideboard in the extra fizzles.
Yeah.
But Sleepover Party Time is not a sideboard. I run it.
Yeah, absolutely.
I run 4 Sleepover Party Time because when I was designing this deck, I said I'm not going to run Synchronize. I'm going to run Sleepover Party Time because I'm going to make better use of that energy than my opponent is.
I thought you still ran some Synchronize though.
I was considering when I was building this deck running 4 Synchronize and 1 Sleepover Party Time. Instead, I kept it 4 Sleepover Party Time, 1 Synchronize.
I think that's really smart, honestly. And you're using your energy to just clean off your opponent's board. Love it. Absolutely love it.
Yeah, I just did Beta Tape again.
Yeah. Beta Tape is so cool. I love his artwork too. I.E. Geyer always does a fantastic job on the illustrations. Every single card art he pumps out is just oozing with personality. And Devon's still struggling to find a sideboard.
I think the Tomagears might be my favorite.
The Tomagears are just so fun. Oh, he's giving dual attack to Parsec and going for a swarm. Again, just doing what he can. Dustina's move! Let's go!
Dustina has now meat shielding.
Yep.
She does not have soul guard, so that kills her, but she absorbed damage for me.
Yep. Devon closing out the win. He dealt just enough damage to you with that Tomagear swarm to take the win. Going into game 3.
There's me marking the result.
It is time for game 3. This match coming down to the wire. Here, World Champion Finals. 1-1. This is it, the last game for all the marbles. Whoever wins this takes home the trophy, the title, and the custom card sleeves.
I'm just pretend I'm not here. This is a cliffhanger.
Yes. Yeah, just pretend for a second we haven't been talking about, just pretend that the world champion isn't all here in the virtual commentators booth with me. But it doesn't really matter. You know, like I always say, if a spoiler ruins a movie, was it really that good of a movie to begin with? I say no. And if knowing who wins the game makes this any less exciting for you, well then, I'm not going to apologize, because these games are still incredibly hyped to me. We're seeing some amazing plays with Dustina. We're seeing some awesome deck building and incredible strategy. Deeply thought out plays and maneuvers from everyone involved in the top 4. Devon, Ava, Kenton, and Andrew were all at the top of their game here, doing their best trying to get that win.
I think he saw me there. I was a little bit slower shuffling. I think I was trying to decide, if I remember correctly, I was trying to decide if I wanted to sideboard anything else.
Yep.
I was running, I changed out my sideboard not just for the fizzle, but also to include Tomagear Winchester for the item destruction. Let me tell you, Tomagear Winchester was what won my match against Louise.
That's a good card.
Yeah, against I sideboard Winchester because against some matches he's completely pointless. But then against others, he will win you the game. Like if you're fighting Uranus, where their entire strategy is to gun wand you to death, you need Winchester. I'm admiring this your game map that you made for the tournament that says top 4. I saw and I was very impressed with it.
Honestly, it's a gorgeous mat, and I want to. So, speaking of that, I want to give a shout out to the incredible artist that did the artwork for this. Emil L. has really stepped up to the plate as one of our top guest artists, always knocking the artwork out of the park. If you want to get some cards with his art and some full arts with his art, go ahead and pick up the fan card set right now. He did the Brush Beasts and the Flare Drakes. And the artwork he did for this, I.E. Geyer and I, we actually had a talk not too long ago of like, hey, are you down for guest artists putting their own spin and interpretation on your characters? And I.E. Geyer loved the idea and was all for it. And so this is Emil's interpretation of a Nord in the distant future after he's an adult and really mastered his finale powers and the powers of the star. And genuinely gorgeous artwork.
So it's Super Saiyan Nord.
Yeah, basically, it's Super Saiyan Nord. Yes, exactly. As you can tell from the hair.
He has the hair for it. I like how his hair is kind of merging upside down.
Yes.
When you're playing top 4 versus
in the top 4 mats really coming together there. But back to the game. Ava, you went first and just smacked with your item. Honestly, Optimum Alpha turn 1, let's be real.
Yeah, it's just deal potentially 2 damage and gain 1 life.
Can't
just swing with that sword whenever you can. Swing the sword, it doesn't matter what you hit. If you hit, it doesn't matter. Just swing it.
Yep. And Devon, Master Summon Ryujin down, gets Metal Storm in, and gets Parsec. And you'll notice that Devon didn't commit a whole lot of his hand to Ryujin. He's also learned that these games are going to last a while, and he's learned that he's going to find more Cyborg Dragons. More Cyborg Dragons than you, and he really is just using his Cyborgs as the disposable cannon fodder he sees them as. Which, again, he's playing to his deck's strengths. And I love seeing that in players, when they can just recognize what their deck wants to do and execute on it perfectly.
Let's see if I get out, how quickly I get out Maha.
You've got the 5 energy. If you've got him, you've got him, you know?
Yeah, if I didn't have him, I should have mulliganed all 5.
Yep, there he is. Yep, okay, Alt Maha's here. You know, I think that was your problem last game, is that you just didn't get Alt Maha.
Alt Maha or Boss, this is exactly what my deck is supposed to do, so I just put in take from my hand. I don't have any energy, but
for later.
I put in move. That's critical because I have my item equipped.
Yep. And so what's the last Tamagear you're gonna get? You're gonna get dual attack. You're foregoing Metal Storm this time.
Yeah, I'm going against Metal Storm. That might have been a mistake, honestly.
Yeah.
But I decided it was between those two. It was between I chose dual attack because of Ryujin on the field. I want to get rid of that guy. Because he's a size 2, and on could have just go like Tamagear from the hand, combine, Tamagear from the hand, combine.
Yep.
And I didn't want that to happen.
Yeah,
I wanted to try and get Ryujin out of there.
You really need to take care of that Ryujin right now, and I respect this play. I just thought it was interesting that you chose to go for this, and I want to talk about that a little bit. Okay, and see, this is why Metal Storm is so important.
Yeah.
Because...
yeah, that would be why.
Yeah,
and here we're at math, and I realized that I made a mistake. This is when that me... It is in this moment. She knew. She beeped up.
Yeah, exactly. I was just gonna quote that meme. I was thinking the exact same thing.
Yeah.
Because that's the situation you found yourself in. Taking out Parsec, gaining that life. It's not a bad situation, but it's not a good situation either.
No, we're both decent right now.
Yeah.
I still have my B sword, so, and Alt Maha still has 14 defense and move. So I have a meat shield.
Huge. But he has another Ryujin in his hand, and he has his own Alt Maha as well. Honestly, looking at Devon's hand, I am genuinely curious to see how you're going to pull this win out. It is looking very rough right now.
Well, I know how it goes, so...
Yep, we're going to move.
He tapped it technically before he should have, because he should give me an option to move first, but that's okay.
This is the thing that you do in tournament when you are a gentle person. This is what you do. Your opponent starts going into swing, and then you say, "Hold on, before you attack, I move," and then you allow your opponent to go back. And
you'll notice that when I moved it in front, he changed what he was doing.
Right, exactly. But because he didn't give you timing, you interrupted him, took your timing. It is polite to give him timing back because odds are it was an honest mistake. He just didn't realize you had it.
Right, especially people who don't play Alpha.
Yep.
But you'll notice how we're kind of have the cards peeking out.
Yep.
That you can kind of keep track of what abilities they have. But if you don't play Alpha regularly, it gets very confused. You got to pay attention.
Yeah,
you got to pay attention.
Losing track of what abilities your opponent has is something that happens.
Yeah. But you just ask them. Yep. You can always read
read the cards, always ask to see, And the other thing that I will say is that I love seeing this kind of sportsmanship from you two, because one of the big things about card games is that there's no need to be a jerk.
Fizzles mine.
Yeah, he just fizzles both your attacks.
Yeah, he just the beam sword, and I'm like, that's okay. I'll take my 1 life, thank you.
Yep, exactly. But like I was saying, there's no need to be a jerk. Making sure that your opponent understands what's going on is part of just good sportsmanship. And I love seeing that happen. And I love seeing that happen from both sides of the board tonight. Really, really respect both of these players here and how you're conducting yourselves.
Okay, so he is calling out Alt Maha.
Yep, he's bringing his own out.
Technically, he should have removed that Leonis from the field before he's putting the school in.
Yep.
But that's just I just you'll notice my finger just came out.
Yeah.
I just went. Don't forget this.
Yeah, it's just one of those small things where it's like technically Leonis leaves the field first. Does it really affect game state? No. But
Yeah, no, I didn't.
Always got to follow those technical.
I didn't. Yeah, I didn't mind. I just was like
Don't forget. Exactly. Just don't forget. He is a limit 1, not a limit 0. Can't be that.
Right, and then it looks like he got dual carrier, Metal Storm, and
Move.
Okay.
I believe that in there he has.
I never spring for move unless I have my beam sword. Move is entirely for my beam sword.
Oh, he's responding to your revenge with revenge. I love it.
Yeah, and now we're doing the maths.
Yep, and now you got to add up those stats. You got to figure out who's cooking what. I believe that is toast for you because you don't have Metal Storm, and he's clear because he does.
It's just like a quick
Gotta do the math.
a pause while the contestants quick.
Yep. And then my hand comes in. No, that's Steve. That's Steve, actually. Steve coming in. Head Judge Steve.
Head Judge is called in.
Which, while we're talking about awesome people and their awesome conduct tonight, Steve did an amazing job running this tournament for everyone.
Oh, yeah. That was funny because we called Steve over. We did the math.
Oh, no, that's not
move.
He has item destruction.
Yeah, but nothing happened for that revenge.
Yep.
Revenge. It was just nothing.
Yep.
So we were we did that's why it took a minute, because we were doing the math and going like, wait, so then my defense is too high and your defense is too high, so nothing happens, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Judge.
Judge,
come over here,
please confirm that nothing happens. And Judge says, yep, nothing happens. But no, yep. Steve was absolutely amazing as head judge. Seriously, cannot thank him enough for helping out with this event.
And he was great, and he brought out the rule book a couple times.
Yeah, we had to bust out the rules. We had to read it over. And there was one rule that we found that was missing in the rule book. The official clarification of card types was not mentioned in the comprehensive rules and was only ever mentioned in the quick start rules. So that has been added to the comprehensive rules since this event was ran. That was a very funny realization for everybody on the development team of, oh yeah, we didn't actually say what card types meant in the comprehensive, only in the quick start.
Alright, so it looks like I have cargo. I kept Cargo Hull.
Yes.
As my one soul, so that I could attack Alt-Maha twice to destroy it.
Absolutely. Right now, it's just an Alt-Maha slugfest, both just slamming into each other, back and forth. Oh, and there...
And he
managed to clear yours out.
He got rid of mine.
Yep.
If I remember correctly how this goes, I'm not worried about it.
We'll see. But, I mean, like I said earlier, I am genuinely curious to see how you turn this around, because right now it looks like you're on the back foot.
It's very close. I have dealt him some decent damage already, I think.
Yes, his life points are lower than yours, but your resources aren't doing so high.
And you can tell partially by how long I'm taking.
Yeah, you're really thinking through this. There you go. Going for the energize and the draw.
I noticed that he kept the move. He kept move in his. Well, I don't. Odd choice, personally. Like I said, I never used.
Well, your item was already gone, so I think he was thinking that if he gets his item, move would be very beneficial. Okay, Dustina coming down, Gatemaster ability. And I think this is part of the difference, right? Is the two different Gatemaster abilities are really showing, like, both decks are... And there it is! The Beta Tape combined! And the dual attack with Beta Tape!
Yeah.
But like I was saying, I do think the Gatemaster skills are really showing the two different build styles, and those Gatemaster skills play into that, right? Like, we keep talking about how the Vaughn's units are a lot more disposable.
This is a mistake on his part. He just screwed up, because if he had kept Alt-Maha in the center, he could have had a chance to revenge me, but he moved it to the side.
He moved it to the side.
And he did not realize that I was going for this play.
Yeah, I don't think
The
you saw it.
Destina,
The Destina double destruction.
because I just did, and his Maha toast now. I bet he's going to toss it because it's no use. He's done that. He did that in the previous game.
Yep.
But you saw when my hand was just kind of sitting on my center field there. I was like going, "Are you going to move it?"
Yep.
And I was thinking, going like, "Please move it, please move it, so that I can attack you directly."
I want to deal
Because
that
then,
damage.
even if he had the fizzle, I wouldn't care.
Yeah,
I just
exactly.
needed Destina to attack and stay on the board. And he moved, and I was able to wipe the 2 soul.
And just like you were saying, here comes Ryujin. You know, and this is what I was talking about with the Game Master abilities, right? Like, his Game Master ability allows him to draw an extra card. This means that he has more cards to use and abuse, you know? Like, he can just keep playing cards and churning through them and not having to worry about it. Whereas your deck...
now he gets rid of Destina.
Now he gets rid of Destina.
Too late, sir, you get rid of Destina.
Too late. But your Gate Master skill is to gain 4 life. Because your deck is a lot more focused on one unit and dragging it out into the long game. And your Gate Master skill facilitates that. And I just think that's a very cool element of the game. Of how...
I just did beta tape again.
And beta tape again. Beta tape popping 2 souls out with its destruction and its attack. Incredibly solid. And Devon is now in top deck mode. Gonna give Ryujin Penetrate. I like it.
Yeah, that's bad for me.
Yeah, that's 6 damage to you. But this is where your Gate Master skill comes in. You know, that extra 4 life you gained is keeping you in it.
I'm also in top deck mode if I'm right now.
Both players just trying.
I don't have any energy.
Both players running on empty, trying to find that last bit to finish off the game.
You'll notice I didn't do anything that turn.
You're just saving your resources. You're using your extra life that you gained to just tank some of these attacks, to dig a little bit deeper.
It hurt, though.
And use your cards.
It hurt, though.
Yeah.
It was the right play intellectually. I knew that it was the last game, and I really wanted to win this. So I was like, I go like, I can't do anything. I gotta sit on my hand. I can't do it.
Here comes Beamblade
Okay,
Refraction.
This is and I was very happy for the life gain for that. But then I'm going like, oh shoot, if he has revenge, I'm in deep trouble.
Right. And that's the risk you have to take.
So I can't. So I think probably what this pause is right now is me running that odds.
Yeah. Figure checking to see. You're actually checking his drop zone right now.
I am checking his drop. Checking his drop right.
Yep. And
how about this?
You're counting to see how many revenges you've seen. 2.
1, 2.
Only 2. You're going.
So because the drop zone, that drop is a public zone, I asked to see it, and it looks like I'm attacking with Beam Sword, and he didn't have any. He didn't have a revenge.
You didn't have it. You're in the.
It didn't destroy Ryujin because Beam Sword has an attack of 5 and Ryujin's defense is 8. But I didn't care about that. I just wanted light.
Yep. And once again, he just deals the 6 damage to you and calls it good. He is also stockpiling his resources. He's waiting. Seriously, how do you come back from this? Sleepover party time?
Yeah, we both get 2 energy, and I didn't care that I was giving him more energy because he had enough already.
There it is! The top deck alt Maha, you pull it out.
I don't have anything on the field to put into his soul.
That's not true. You could put Beamblade Refraction in.
Oh, I didn't think of that, but I want that life at this point.
Yeah, exactly. You have no hand. You have...
No hand.
All you get is 2 souls, 1 from drop and 1 from deck. And that's it. I think keeping Beamblade around to gain the life was correct. But I think you're going to give dual attack and move? Would be my guess.
No. I don't think so. If I... looking at the time left, I think I remember what I do here. But you can see by how long I'm taking, I'm really thinking about it. Okay, I do have 1 hand card.
You have 1 hand card. I don't know what
I have 1 hand card and I'm trying
to you are giving... It's another alt Maha. You're giving him Oh my goodness. Okay.
So I chose to. I was like, am I going to be able to get off a second that Alt Maha from my hand? And I said, no, I'm not going to be able to do it.
Not at
Into
this
the
point.
soul.
Not at this point. You gotta throw
And
it
then
in
I'm
your
trying
soul.
to decide. And I'm looking at his life points. I'm considering what I just saw in his drop, because that is a public zone. He was nice and said, let me.
Yep.
I
You're
said, "Can I
giving
can't-
him
it's a public zone."
critical. So this is a 5 crit penetrate dual attack.
Yes.
And you're putting it off to the side. That is risky. You're going for the game here.
You bet I am. That was basically my choice when I saw that I had
This is
Alt
it.
Maha in my
If
hand.
you
Do I want
link
to
attack with your item... Oh, I was gonna say, if you link attack with your item, you'd be guaranteed to, put it through.
Wait. I have dual attack.
You do. That's going in. That's 5 damage.
And yeah.
You're passing
Wait,
with the item.
no, he's good. Because again, I didn't know how many.
Yeah, you didn't know how
Revenge he
many
had.
revenges he had. He could have had asteroid energy. It's fully possible. I respect the caution. I really do.
But so
This is
I
so
was
much
going-
damage. You are eating so much damage here.
I was down to like 1 or 2 life.
Yeah,
Legit.
yeah.
I don't remember.
I
But it was
remember this
fine.
game coming down to literally the last life point.
That's my. So I just I just energized and drew,
And
now I'm doing the math.
Divine,
Like I'm going to attack him.
Yeah.
Do you have any response? No. Stand. Attack him again. Yeah, he goes like, wait. And I was like going, wait. Do I link attack? No. I'm just going to stand and attack. And he goes, and I go like, wait. I go like, wait. And here, I'm not trying to be rude. I'm just so
Yep,
excited.
you show the extra
Plus one,
crit.
plus one. He had 5 life.
Yep.
If I did not have that plus 1 critical in the soul, he would have survived to the next turn
And killed
with
you.
1 life.
And killed you. He would have won.
But no, I had like
Because-
2 life left.
And that's so impressive because you took the time to think through what card you wanted to put in Alt Maha. It won you the game. If you just went for the move or the Metal Storm, you would not have won.
No, but I was being very risky not putting Metal Storm in. Instead, I went, he's so low on life, what I'm going to have to... That crit,
Yep.
maybe the decisive factor, and it was.
it was.
I had 2 life, he had 5. I had
Wow.
dual attack and critical. So I attacked him once. It wasn't enough to get through Metal Storm, but I said, that's okay, I stand, I attack you again. It has penetrate and 5 crit.
Genuinely.
And that's why you saw it at the end. He goes like, he went like, okay, I'm down 4 damage, I'm down to 1 life. And I said, no. And I took the soul out and went, see?
Yep.
It's a +1.
Yeah, that was it. Genuinely, some of the most impressive system gate we have ever seen played. Thank you so much, Ava, for joining us on commentary. Thank you to everyone who participated in this event, everyone who volunteered to help out with the event, and everyone who just showed up to play some system gate. And card folk at home, we'll see you next time. Goodbye.